It's time for us to get into this conversation. Very exciting and very interesting, but I already have, the background of it, but it will be very interesting for you. That's why I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this. Because we're going to be talking about the Solidaridad Home Gardening Initiative launch. And joining me in the studio is Bossman Owusu, country representative for Solidaridad Ghana, and Dr. Frank Kwekuche Aka, crop scientist, plant pathologist, and founder of Home Gardeners Ghana. Yeah. Wow, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, so first of all, tell us about the initiative.
Well, thank you and good morning to your viewers. The Home Gardening Ghana initiative is in response to an issue we have identified when it comes to food security. We know that about 12% of our population is food insecure. And when it comes to the urban...
Sorry, when you say food insecure, sorry to cut you, is that food poverty?
It means that they may not be able to have direct access to food.
Okay.
Even if they have the resource to buy, sometimes even getting it is difficult. Others just don't have the resource even to acquire food. And even the quality of the food that they eat is one that may not necessarily meet the nutritional needs of the person and may not be able to do good to the body. So to that extent, we have that population, 12%. And what that means is that we have to do something about that. And we also realize that people can actually take control over their own destinies at home.
And that is by?
And we don't need to be like the farmer who is in the rural area or in the local community, but even at home, you can take control over the vegetables that you consume. And that will certainly cut the food insecurity situation that we face. But that aside, we also have quite a significant number of urban dwellers who simply do not want to consume vegetables. They have concerns. Two main reasons. One, they think that the quality of water used for the irrigation is questionable.
Right.
And of course, if you are driving through some open spaces in Accra, you may see how some of these vegetable growers, the kind of water they use. That is all that is available for them.
From a gutter.
Absolutely. And people look at that and say, me, no way. Vegetable consumption is not for me. And then again, of course, it also leads to concerns about health, because people are also applying pesticide in doses that are not recommended. And all these have implications for health. And so people think about all this and say, I'm not going to consume vegetables. It has implication ultimately on our nutrition, our body's ability to get the right nutrients to grow. If you have children, then that is even a more serious issue. So Solidaridad is implemented this initiative to encourage as many people in urban households to grow their own vegetables. And one may say, but what if I don't have ground? We are saying that it is possible these days to grow vegetables in containers. Even if you don't have open fields that would have soil on the ground and things like that, you can still plant them in sacks, in Belacqua containers, as an example. Anything that is able to contain soil. Once you have access to good quality water, you can grow your own vegetable and manage it, make it as safe as you would like it to be, and make sure that you consume it at the right time in order to nourish the body. So that is this whole idea behind the urban gardening agenda.
Right. So what are some of the challenges that people face when it comes to home gardening?
Well, thank you very much, and then good morning to your listeners. Well, some of the challenges that people used to face has to do with technical know-how. Yeah, because we have a lot of people who are interested, who want to grow something, but how do they do it? So that has always been the barrier that prevent people from going into it. And then again, people didn't know the different methods of gardening that you can always resort to, depending on the available space or depending on where you find yourself. So that also has to come down to the technical know-how. But other thing has to also do with the cost. A lot of people thought starting a garden means you need a lot of money to start. So that this has been some of the major concerns that people have been facing. But as Bosma said, there are so many available methods. You don't really need land before you can grow your vegetables.
Yeah.
Even when you live in a story building, and then there's a rooftop. You can use the rooftop to grow your vegetable. All that you need, the containers are there. Even the raised beds. Basically, you have the wawa boards and then all these things that sometimes when you construct your building, you remove them and throw them away. You can just use them, create a box, and then all that you need to do is to just get the open space, because vegetables need about 8 hours of light. We even have some vegetables that doesn't need those that much of light. And so you just put the polythene bag down, put the box on it, and then fill it with your sandy loam soil. And so that has been, that is one of the easiest way. But again, those who want to use the containers with us, where do I get soil? And it's also one of the barriers.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people resort to getting soil from the refuse dumps. They will say, oh, I need black soil. But that is one thing that is also not a good idea, because the refuse dumps, these are where people dispose of some of these toxic residues. They burn the car tires there, and so it all ends up in the soil. So where do you get the soil? In Ghana, we don't have bad soil, because when you look around, the kind of soil that you think will not support anything, you find some grasses growing on it, which means the soil can support some kind of crop. And so all that you need to do, get sandy loam. Vegetables like sandy loam soil, but you just have to improve the fertility. You just add compost to it and then use it to fill your containers. So basically, there are barriers, but these barriers,
there are solutions to the barriers. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is the lunch happening, and how do people get to participate?
So it is happening this Friday and Saturday at the Afua Sutherland Park. Anytime between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. each of the days is fine. But there are some key highlights which include a panel discussion which would take place between about 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. I mean, within this period, apart from the panel discussion, you're also going to experience the official launch of the event. And there's also going to be training session. For those who are interested and have registered, when you come there, it's going to be a dedicated session where you go through proper training
on how to
grow your own vegetables, all the considerations, including disease and pest management, which is very critical in growing vegetables. All these things will be done over there. If you are interested to exhibit your agri inputs, we also encourage you to do so. It's free. No one is going to pay anything.
Right.
All you need to do, we just give you a contact, so you have access to stand. Families are also encouraged to come. Come with your children, because we've made provision for children to also feel very comfortable so they can enjoy the space while mommy and daddy also look around. And they would also be in the hands of very good carers. Right. So we invite the public, either as participants or as exhibitors, to come and learn how they can grow their own vegetables.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you. Like I said, this excited me because I think it's very important for us to start growing our own foods. Like for me, I have little vegetables like parsley here and there, basil here and there, and And I have, what's the name? Lettuce, but my lettuce is down right now.
Then you are living well.
I try. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's also a form of therapy for
Absolutely.
me. And I love to eat well.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But I think it's very important that you should grow your own plants. And if you have been thinking of it, this is actually the opportunity for you to get into that. Next year is in the corner. Don't say, well, I'll wait till next year. This is actually an opportunity for you to have all the information on how to grow it and, you know, how to keep it safe, because a lot of people grow and it dies at some point. But this is for you. It's happening on Friday and on Saturday at the Afua Sutherland Park from 10 o'clock?
At 9 o'clock?
From 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Can just walk in.
Yeah, so you can just walk in with your family. It's absolutely free.